because it's a lot of force, and we know what's right for you, and you don't. There is no reason on the left.
Oh, sweetheart, you are preaching to the converted here. I'm always bitching about this. I do not.
You're supporting Biden, though.
Of course, because we only get two choices. I mean, what is so hard to understand about bad and worse?
They forced America to take the vaccine bill. 70% Americans took the vaccine and they didn't want to take it. A lot of them didn't want to take it.
Wait a second. When did the vaccine come about? Under Biden? No, under Trump.
No, it didn't. It came 2 days after election was over with. 2 days after election was over with, Pfizer announced it was not under Trump.
Oh.
They intentionally kept the vaccine
You're
after the election, so they gave the victory to...
That's right.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Bill Maher, who recently on his show, in response to the damning DOJ report showing that Biden is struggling cognitively, he said the quiet part out loud about what the Democrat Party's plan is to ultimately pull Joe Biden out of the 2024 race. Okay, I do not think that he's going to be the nominee. And Bill Maher, on his show, said out loud exactly how Democrats are going to prevent Biden from being the nominee, and they're going to put in their own puppet, whoever they want to be the nominee. And he's saying exactly what I said yesterday, which is that they're going to do it at the convention. They're going to do it in the most undemocratic way possible. And Bill Maher outlines this on his show. And I want to go ahead and roll this clip because this is a fascinating conversation that we really need to pay attention to, because this is most likely probably what's going to happen. Take a look.
He did not run on a promise not to run again, but he did run on a big hint.
Yeah.
He said, I see myself as a bridge.
Right.
That's collapsing.
Yeah.
No. But I see myself as a bridge. I read that as one term.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I guess the question now is it too late? And I don't think it is, because I still think you can do it at the convention. And people have said to me, oh, that's ridiculous. They'll look like nothing. Nobody gives a fuck what you do at the convention. They'd be thrilled if they did it the day before the election.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Okay, Bill Maher saying the quiet part out loud. Okay, they're going to replace Joe Biden at the convention. Okay, I think what is happening here, despite all of the outrage from Democrats, people like Kamala Harris pretending to be upset about a report that was approved by Merrick Garland, who is under the control of the Biden administration. Okay, he's a puppet of the Biden administration. Releasing this report showing that Joe Biden is having some issues upstairs. I think that this is all part of the grand plan to actually get rid of Joe Biden. Okay, because they know that Joe Biden is just cognitively not capable of competing against Trump. Again, could you guys imagine Joe Biden actually debating against Trump? Again, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath, okay? It's not going to end well for Joe Biden. And the longer that Joe Biden is the Democrat nominee, the more risk that they're taking of him having what I call a Mitch McConnell moment, where he just completely goes blank or has some type of cognitive emergency on national television that completely ruins his chances of winning, okay? And they're not going to let that happen, right? They're not going to let it happen. I just do not believe that Biden is going to be the nominee. So the question is, well, how do they replace Biden? Well, the way that they do it is by using the completely undemocratic system that the Democrat Party has, which is the super delegate system at the DNC to select the candidate that they want, okay? They're not going to give Democrat Party voters the opportunity to decide who they want to be the candidate, because if you give the Democrat Party voters the opportunity to decide, they may select somebody like Bernie Sanders, for example, which almost happened in 2015/2016 against Hillary, and almost happened in 2019/2020 against Joe Biden, right? So the DNC, they're not going to take a chance at somebody getting a nomination that they don't want, okay? They are going to do whatever they can to rig their own primary in their favor, and they'll do it right in front of your face. And that's exactly what they're probably going to do at the DNC. You're going to have Joe Biden. He's going to come out and he's going to say, hey, I can't do it anymore. I can't beat Trump. I have to pass the torch. I'm stepping down. And then at the DNC, they will prop up their next puppet, okay? With the superdelegate system, it'll be, Gavin Newsom. It'll be Michelle Obama. It might be Kamala. Who knows, right? They'll fight it out then, okay? But I'm almost guaranteed that that's what's going to happen. But I do disagree with Bill Maher when it comes to this idea that nobody will care. Well, I actually do think that people will care, because if they did it that way, it would be completely undemocratic. On top of the fact that they are actively rigging their own primaries in states like Florida and North Carolina, not allowing Joe Biden's opponents to even be on the ballot, right? So what you're going to see is the Democrat Party boohoo, whining, and crying about Trump being a threat to democracy, just in your face overthrow democracy in their own party, right? This is what they're going to do. So I think that it will be a big deal. And I think that personally, it will expose the Democrats as hypocrites when it comes to this conversation on so-called democracy, which, I mean, if you're paying attention, I mean, you should understand and know that they've been hypocrites the whole time. I mean, they've contested every election they've lost since George Bush, right? I mean, they've never actually cared about so-called democracy or accepting the outcomes of elections. No. This party is full-blown authoritarian, okay? And it's in your face. Okay, I don't understand how you can't see it at this point, right? It's in your face. So with that being said, we all know who Bill Maher wants to replace Joe Biden. His golden boy, Gavin Newsom, whom he believes is going to go to the center if he becomes the 2024 Democrat nominee. Even though Bill Maher can't really articulate what about Gavin Newsom he likes in regards to policies, okay, he still wants Gavin Newsom to be the guy. I guess that's because Gavin Newsom is his friend, right? I'm assuming that's what it is. But he got a reality check on this same show in regards to Gavin Newsom and this idea that if he is the Democrat Party's nominee, that somehow, some way, he's just going to move to the center, and that's going to alleviate him from having to account for the fact that his state is the most far-left state in the union, and it is in a complete state of chaos. Take a look.
I know you're friends with Newsom.
Yeah.
We live here, right?
Oh,
we
yes.
live in California. I was born here. In Oakland, they have Kaiser Hospital, where my pediatrician was. The hospital put out a notice last week, employees are not to leave for lunch. It's too dangerous.
Right.
In
Yes,
downtown
I read
Oakland.
that.
That's on him. Our homeless problem, I don't want to hear that the homeless problem is intractable. You want to be CEO? It's your problem. It's your desk.
Yeah.
I know you like him, but I just think I can't imagine him having the gall to run to lead this country when he's run this state into the ground. When we just had Governor Brown not that long ago, Oakland was safe. Things were going on. It's not good. It's not. He looks very shiny. But he's not a straight shooter, and he's not willing to do the hard things to make this state better, and that's his only job. He doesn't realize that. He thinks it's to go sing Kumbaya with a former Marvelette at New College of Florida to make some vague point. Meanwhile, back in our state, people are dying in these encampments.
Well, I'm hoping that running nationally will bring him more to the center.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not how it works, Bill Maher, right? I think Bill Maher is very, very, very naive when it comes to how politics works, okay, in the current state of the Democrat Party, because the current state of the Democrat Party, they are not the Democrats of, let's say, the 90s or even the mid-2000s, okay? They're not that. Okay, these Democrats of today are full-blown progressives, okay? They're full-blown progressives. So what you're saying from the Democrats is that anybody that is going to lead the party, okay, that's going to be the president of the United States, is going to be dragged to the far left, okay? Biden has been dragged to the far left, okay? I personally don't believe that Biden, the man, is as progressive as Biden, the president, okay? I just don't believe it, because I've seen what Joe Biden used to believe back in the day. And again, what Joe Biden used to believe back in the day would make him more conservative than some Republicans today. Okay, that's just the honest to God truth. Okay, the guy was tough on crime. He was against gay marriage. The guy was pro-strong borders. This guy back in the day would be a conservative today. So I don't believe that him as a man has really changed that much. I just think that the politics have changed, and he's been dragged further left than he actually really is, okay? And that is because the Democrat Party and the base of the Democrat Party really is more far left than they've ever been, okay? And you have Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of the most far left state in the union, and he is the most far left governor in the union. Okay, so with that being said, what evidence is there to believe that all of a sudden, if Gavin Newsom ran for president, that he would become this enlightened centrist? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Gavin Newsom is going to have to run a far left campaign, and he's not going to be able to escape the track record, the terrible track record of his administration in California. He's not going to be able to escape it. Because if I'm a Republican, I'm hoping they make Gavin Newsom the nominee, right? Make him the nominee. Because what I would do is play highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel of the crime, chaos, and destruction in California and connect that back to his policies, his administration. I would play highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel of businesses leaving California in mass due to the crime and destruction. I would play highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel of celebrities coming out here and talking about why they're leaving California and them trashing the state, okay? Because, again, there's so many celebrities that are doing that, okay? Joe Rogan, Michael Rappaport, etc. There's so many celebrities that are coming out and saying, yeah, I lived in California, and California is a shithole. That's why I moved out, right? I mean, you have a mass exodus of people leaving California right now for red states. This is why Ron DeSantis destroyed Gavin Newsom in the debate, okay? Because the numbers, the facts were on the side of Ron DeSantis. So I don't think that it's actually going to help Democrats to make Gavin Newsom the nominee, which I think is going to happen. I honestly think it's going to happen, and it all makes sense in the grand scheme of things because, again, what Bill Maher just said there is a good point about how Joe Biden said, I see myself as a bridge. Okay, my job is to beat Trump and then to usher in the next generation of Democrats to lead. And the best way for him to do that at this point in his presidency would be literally to drop out and to say, hey, I'm not going to be the nominee anymore. Somebody else needs to take over. And Gavin Newsom has been promising. He's been saying, I'm not going to run against Joe Biden. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to run. And it never really made sense for him to continue to say that while at the same time seemingly running a national campaign, because this guy is doing national television interviews. He's essentially become the chief marketer for the Democrat Party for the Biden administration's failing policies, right? His job has been to come out here and to sell the American people a shit sandwich. And that's what he's been doing, right? He's been running a shadow presidential campaign this whole time while claiming that he's not going to run. But under this scenario, that seems more likely to happen as the days go on, as Biden continues to mentally deteriorate. It actually makes a whole lot of sense. Like, everything is starting to click now, and I'm like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. This is how Gavin Newsom can end up becoming the nominee while keeping his promise of not running against Joe Biden. Because if Joe Biden drops out before the DNC and the DNC decides that, hey, we're going to make Gavin Newsom the nominee, then Gavin Newsom can become the nominee while at the same time keeping his promise of technically not having run against Joe Biden. And it would explain why he was running this national election campaign the whole time. Because, again, this guy is visiting Xi Jinping in China. Why is the governor of California meeting with world leaders, right? Trying to conduct business as if he's the president. Well, because he is being groomed to be the next guy up. It's super obvious. It's in your face. And with this DOJ report coming out, everything is now starting to make a whole lot of sense about what probably is the grand plan from the Democrats to undemocratically make Gavin Newsom or somebody else the nominee. Okay, I don't know who it is, but my best guess is that it's going to be Gavin Newsom. My only issue with that theory is that that would severely piss off the woke pro-black wing of the Democrat Party, also the pro-woman wing as well too, if they basically snub Kamala, right? What are they going to do with Kamala is the question. Are they going to make Kamala the president and make Gavin Newsom the vice president? Or are they going to try to make Gavin Newsom the president and maybe, you know, keep Kamala as vice president? I'm not sure exactly how much of an issue that would be, considering how, I guess, technically they're both from the same state. So that could be an issue. It could not necessarily be an issue. But regardless, I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm almost convinced that they're definitely going to replace Joe Biden. He's not going to be the nominee. And they're going to do it at the convention. I think Joe Biden's going to drop out because his cognitive issues are not going to get better. They're only going to get worse. And as things currently stand, he can't beat Trump like this. It's not going to happen. And I don't think the Democrats are going to put themselves in a situation where they're going to roll out Joe Biden to get his ass whooped by Trump and allow Trump to just walk back in office like this. It's not going to happen, right? I don't think they're going to allow that to happen. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.